Hello, everyone, and we are live. Welcome to the On Point Politics stream. This is the first live stream of the 2026 midterm elections. Make sure to hit the like button and to subscribe to the channel if you want more content just like this. And so, guys, we are watching the live results for the Michigan Senate Democrat primary coming in right now. And it looks pretty good for us because we had this as our forecast. So this is our forecast that we actually put out right before the election. So this came out, I believe it was last Thursday or Friday. We put out our poll showing a 10-point lead for Abdul, and he's getting about 53.9% of the vote. Haley Stevens, 44.5%, and Mallory is getting about 1.6% of the vote. But our poll had him at 54.8 to her like 45.2. So that was like our official polling result, right? But it looks like we're matching up very well here because about a fifth of the vote is in, and it looks kind of like what we got. Right now, he's doing very well in Washtenaw. Like I said, half the vote is in, and he has a pretty big lead there right now. In our forecast, we actually had him beating her by about 19 points there. And Kent County was his other really good county in our forecast, and he currently has a 15-point margin in that county as of right now. So we're waiting for results to come in, but everything we have right now is lining up very well. And I'm actually going to bring on the data guru. You might know him from X, and we're going to bring him in to actually talk about this a little bit more and his thoughts, because he actually made a very astute point about primary turnout and how some of the rural counties may actually exceed Harris's 2024 vote share and what that means. So we're going to introduce now the data guru. What's up? How are you doing, man?
Hey, can you hear my mic?
I believe I cannot hear you. So if you're talking, I can't hear you right now. That's all right. We'll go ahead and wait for him to get his stuff set up. But in the meantime, guys, it is going to be very, very interesting to see how this kind of all breaks out. Right now, it looks like, there's still a lot of vote outstanding. So, a lot can change, from when the results report until then. But it looks like our county forecast is lining up, and our poll in general looks like it's actually going to line up very well with the final results here. So we'll be monitoring the results for a little while, and we'll kind of be going through these, as time goes on. But again, right now, it looks like Abdul does have
Tess.
results right now. And he's probably going to win by, probably about 10 points, or 11, 12 points. I think that's like the best range we can put him in as of right now. By the way, Data Guru, go ahead and fix whatever you can there with your stuff, just to make sure that, we're able to, just make sure you're able
just
to
testing. Can you hear this now?
Commentary on what's going on. But yeah, guys, like, again, we put in a lot of work into this poll live right now, covering Michigan Senate Democrat primary results. We're just going to be sharing this on our X page really quick. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, this is the first live stream of the year. It's been a long time since I've done a stream, of course, but we're back better than ever, and we're going to be covering the results for this now. So it'll be very interesting to see. And guys, type in the chat. I haven't seen anybody type yet, but look, guys, he just expanded his lead a little bit as of right now. It looks like a little bit more of the vote came in. He has kind of a, he has about a 20,000 vote lead, and it looks like, Detroit area looks about the same. Just to give you guys an idea of how well this forecast played out for us, St. Joseph County is about a 2-point lead for Stevens right now. And if we actually look at our county by county forecast, he's up by about 1.5 points in our final results. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how this shakes out. I do think we may underestimate McMorrow like a little bit. Maybe she does slightly better. We'll see. Data Guru, go ahead and try to get your mic working so that we can hear you talk. Yeah. But right now, we do project that he's gonna win like a pretty decent amount of the counties. The counties that she's leading in have a very high mean age, meaning like the average age is higher than usual in that county compared to like the rest of the state. So like for this election, we actually had access to the voter file, which is something that allows us to actually look at all the voter records, or not all of them, but a pretty decent amount of the voter records. And so because of that, we were able to map our polling results onto the voter file, and it created simulations of what the counties would break up as. And right now, it kind of looks like we're going to be about right. I mean, 13% of the vote is in Macomb, and he has a 17-point lead in Macomb right now, right? So if you look here, this is a county that Trump flipped from Obama, and right now, it does look like he's going to have a pretty good lead over her in this county, and 13% of the vote is in. And if we look when all the votes are counted, we project that he'd be winning the county by about 11. So we'll see how that one kind of plays out. I think it'll be interesting. But right now, we are on track for it depends on how the rest of the counties come in. Like right now, all these rural counties are very small results. However, for example, like if we look here, Grand Traverse and Benzie County, and even like Emmett County, like some of these are really strong for Al Sayed. And if we look at the results right now, that's exactly what we're seeing in these counties here. So our county forecast is lining up pretty well with the results here. Even like this county right here, she has about a 21-point margin with almost half of the vote in. And that county is actually voting for her in our projections by about 9 percentage points. And we're projecting about, I believe it's 2,000 votes to be in that county. And we might have undershot the turnout there. But so far, we're lining up pretty well with what the final results are going to be in that county, give or take. And so, guys, make sure to hit the like button. I see some of you guys are watching live right now, so it would be greatly appreciated if you guys could just hit the like button so we could kind of get this, out there for people to see that we're live covering the results. So we can see, so everybody will just know that we are currently live right now covering the results for our poll here. And again, it might actually be closer than we thought. I mean, it just depends on how all these counties break up. But like right now, Osceola County, 3% of the vote in. Stevens has like a pretty big lead there. That county is actually breaking to Al Sayed in our forecast by 5. So it might be like a small win for him, or she may win it. It depends on how this shakes out. But all the counties right now are kind of breaking out the way that we think they are. And obviously, like some of these really early returns have a big lead for her. But that's because the mail-in vote and the early vote might look a little bit better for him, or for her, excuse me. The mail-in vote does seem to look better in general. And by the way, like, look, 67% of the vote is in Oakland, and she has about like a 1.8% lead. And we have him finishing at a 7-point margin. And assuming that the rest of the vote outstanding is going to look better for Abdul, he'll probably finish close to that projection by the time we get to the end of the results reporting. So again, about a fifth of the results are in, and he currently has a 7-point lead. We have him finishing at about a 10-point margin as of right now. So it'll be really interesting to see how this is shaking out. Connor, we are waiting. We are waiting for you to be able to give your commentary. So
Hey,
hopefully
testing.
you can join very soon. I see you're talking there. Your little green dots are coming up, but we do not hear you. I see you're talking there. Yeah. So we do not see you there as of right now. Let me go ahead and kind of fix this really quick. Okay, there we go. All right, yeah, I just had to mute the stream here on my end. So that is interesting. Yeah, Cori Bush, I see here. She lost her Missouri primary. Okay, there you go. Now I can hear you.
Oh, you got me?
There you go. Yes, I can hear you now. What is going on, Data Guru?
Oh, perfect.
You've been doing a lot of good work looking at registrations in different places like Pennsylvania and North Carolina. And like, of course, we worked in 2024 together, and we saw that all of the trends were going in Trump's direction. And right now you have all these people, oh, you're crazy. The Democrats aren't up 10 points nationally. No, they're not winning Ohio. No, they're not winning Iowa. They're not winning this. They're not winning that. But the same data points that pointed us to Trump winning the popular vote by several points, those same data points are pointing towards the Democrats having a big advantage this midterm cycle. So I want you to talk about that and what you're seeing in these results so far for the Michigan primary.
Yeah, so first off, great to be back. It's a good time in 2024, and I look forward to doing this again for this year and moving forward here. To get to these Michigan results, the primary turnout trends that we're seeing, particularly in rural counties and heavily Trump counties from 2024, and even, Trump trending counties from earlier, like 2020, 2016, those counties are producing heavier rates of Democrat primary turnout. And that was the same thing in North Carolina. It was the same thing in a lot of these Rust Belt states that you associate with working class voters that were Trump trending for the last decade. And so you can just bring one up here. Let me just figure out which one. So you can pick Alcona. It's out on the eastern side of the upper part of the mitten.
Yeah, there.
Just north of Iosco.
So this one,
a little bit further north there. So yeah, under there.
Yeah, she's up about 5 points here right now, and we currently
so she's leading there.
11, yeah, and we have an 11-point win for Al Sayed. And remember, like half the votes in, so this can change, depending on what's going on. But like, talk about that county and what you wanted to say about that.
Yeah, so actually, I'm looking at a DDHQ. They have just about all the vote in, and it has Stevens with a 6-point lead.
Okay,
5.5 maybe. Or sorry, no.
Okay, so she has.
Sorry, no, I'm lying. It's 10.5. It says 10.5 right now. Yeah, so Stevens is up 10.5 there.
She's up 10. Are you watching me like on StreamYard or on my stream? Because I feel like you're not hearing me right away.
Yeah, there's a bit of a lag. I'm watching on StreamYard right now.
Yeah, you're watching on StreamYard and there's a delay. That's weird. Okay, let me actually go to, I don't know why I haven't like looked it on DDHQ because their votes thing is like really cool here. Let me actually just pull this up on here. So they have about 21% of the vote and 95% of the vote isn't in. Yeah, she has an 11-point margin in that county. And we had Al Sayed winning that one by like 11. So it's like the flipped margin. So definitely it looks like our final poll is probably going to be around the ballpark. Stevens might actually do a little better than what we projected, which is really interesting here. But again, I do know like the early vote might be a little bit more favorable for her. That's what I think. I do think the early vote is more favorable. I think as they start reporting more votes, I think he is going to expand his lead. But talk about that county and like what is sticking out to you there in regards to like 2024.
Yeah, sure. So if you look at the total votes, I'm not even really paying attention to the margins as much because, again, some of these northern counties, just based on what kind of voters preside in those areas, you would think logically and in theory would be more favorable to Stevens. But just in terms of the turnout, at least of what I'm looking on DDHQ. I don't know what you have there, but it's saying about 1,000 votes in the Democrat primary.
Right.
The problem that I see is that my benchmark for a good primary turnout for any party, could be Democrat, could be Republican, doesn't really matter, is about 35 to 40% of the previous presidential elections total votes. And this county is about at 50. So Kamala Harris got 2,140 votes. You're looking at this right now, and you're looking at over 1,000 votes. So you're looking at probably 50% turnout. And the problem with that is not that it's such a high number exactly, but it's what that number means. So again, you saw this in North Carolina. You see it in all these primaries across all these key states. And that's not normal to have that much of a turnout versus the previous presidential in a county that's still Republican. And that
right.
there's only one reason that could possibly be, and that's some reversion going on, unfortunately.
Right. Right.
And that's going on across all these rural counties up in the north. We haven't really gotten to southern Michigan yet.
Right. And like right now with Rogers, oh yeah, I mean his vote, I mean he's on the ballot by himself. Let me look at the governor race and see if they've like even reported anything there right now. Okay, so oh yeah, so he won his primary easily. And he's doing very well, like, you know, southern Eastern Michigan. But in the rural areas, Johnson's actually kind of running it up here, which is interesting. So there's a little bit of distinct coalitions there, but roughly, you know, it looks similar kind of to the Michigan Democrat primary, but with some slight differences there. So that's interesting. And like Benson's obviously completely clearing it here right now. I can see it. She's completely clearing it. Wow. Yeah. She's doing very well there. Very, very well. So that's interesting. And he's got about a 15-point lead. But right now, Syed is up like, I think it's what, like 7? Where do you think this will finish off? Because she is doing pretty decent right now, but it might just be that she's going to finish off like a little bit, you know, later on. I don't know. I don't know. Like, where do you think that will finish off? Let's actually look at our site. So we actually have results pouring in now from our site. And right now, based on our projections, it looks like the results reporting in, we can see that, you know, Wayne, it's kind of close. But right now, the forecast pretty much is projecting something similar to what we're looking at here. This is, okay, this is just like the forecast that we had in general. So, and now like all the results are reporting in. So we'll be able to shuffle back through these and kind of see how that looks. So this is our site, and you could see all of the races are here. If you want to look at all the Michigan, Kansas, Washington races, everything is basically here to look at. And we can see that as of right now, we are projecting he's basically at an 83% chance to win, according to our forecast as of right now. That's roughly what we have. And this is like with 11%.
Yeah.
So obviously like DDHQ and all these.
Yeah, and also what? I was just going to say, one thing to keep in mind here is that we have 2% of the vote in from Wayne County. We have very little relatively in southeastern Michigan, and south central Michigan. We're getting a little bit more from places like Eaton and Livingston, and even Washtenaw, where LCA's obviously running up with the youth vote.
Right.
I think one other big area to watch is Macomb County.
Yes, I was just talking about
again,
that.
that's like a Trump pivot county, right? Voted for Obama, voted for Trump.
Yes. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Do you think he's gonna pull it off, or do you think Stevens might have a chance here? Like, what's up? Because, you know, she's doing somewhat well. I had, you know, we have it closer than everybody else. Like, everybody else had like this huge lead for him, and it still could be the case that he ends up winning by a lot. But with 21% in, I mean, she's kind of on his tail here.
Yeah, and again, that has to do with where the votes are coming in from, and at least for the most part, they're coming in from the more you could call it like conservative or like more traditional liberal areas in northern Michigan. But it's not to say there's no votes coming in from southeastern Michigan. We have 60% from Washtenaw. But again, like Wayne County is 2%. Wayne County makes up like 18% of the Michigan electorate. And
Right.
it's probably even more to Democrat.
Okay, Van Buren just dropped like
so with
1%.
only 2% of the vote in there, you see Stevens with the kind of a meaningless lead.
Right. Yeah. So like right now we could see here, yeah, that's like very small amount of the vote. And that county in our forecast is supposed to be like that's like a 9-point win for El Sayed. It's supposed to be a 9-point win for him. So there's one county that we definitely got incorrect there. But that was a county that we said in our forecast was too close to call either way, because obviously there's a confidence interval. But hopefully we end up nailing most of them. I do think we are going to nail the majority of the counties, in my opinion. So that will be interesting. Oakland right now is 66% in, and she has a 1.8 percentage point lead. We're projecting that he finishes at a 7-point margin in that county. So it depends on how that breaks in the end, because if she improves, then she's going to be a lot closer. She'll be much closer than what people thought. However, if it's, he gains, then it'll kind of look like our polls. So it really depends on what the remaining outstanding votes look like. Right now, there's a county here, actually, like if we go up north, she ended up gaining somewhere by like 0.1, I think. But like Luce County, 95% of the vote is in Luce County, all the way at the top, actually, on New York Times. That's all reported, and she has a 6-point lead there. And in our forecast, we projected a 9-point win for her there. So she actually underperformed in that one, believe it or not. And the turnout there was actually higher than anticipated. So that's interesting. So like we're within the ballpark of the actual result. Like we have a county where she's doing a little bit better. We have one where she's doing a little bit worse than we thought. But like overall, the result will be the poll result that we got will be within the reality of what happens, I believe. Okay, so I'll say
I agree with that.
A little there. Syed lost a little there actually. He lost a little bit of his lead there, which is interesting. Yeah. And so what do you think this means? Because Syed, he got about 30% of the vote in 2018 when he was running in the primary for governor, right? And he lost to Whitmer by like, 12, I think it was like a 22-point loss, like something huge. What do you think this means for the Democrat Party now with, Syed potentially winning this primary?
Well, it just means that the youth are continuing to drive the push in both parties, really, and really across the entire nationwide electorate, but particularly within the Democrat Party. And there's really no better case study than Washtenaw County. You can just pull it up there. I forget what exact share he's getting there, but he's winning that county big, where Ann Arbor is, University of Michigan. And he's getting like probably upper 60s there. And again, that's going to be a county that finishes not only with a big margin for us yet, but the turnout is pretty good last time I checked, and it's projecting out very nicely. And so again, that's just a case study of where the sort of like the Democrat Party is going, because it's going to eventually Gen Z and youth are going to become like the majority voting bloc.
Right.
And if that's where they're going, then that's where they're going. I mean, it's only one way to really change that.
No, yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, that makes the most sense to me. Yeah, no, I mean, we'll see what happens. But one thing I am going to talk about on this, and you'll be able to back me up on this a little bit. The notion that Haley is the better candidate for the Democrats is completely absurd. Like, whoever is saying that, whoever is saying that she's the better candidate to run against the Republicans, that Abdul will underperform, it's completely ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous, because our polling results are kind of matching. Our forecast is matching up with the results right now, and like the places where he's winning, it's just like, I mean, by the time this is done, he's going to take the lead in Oakland and Wayne.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Like he'll take the lead there, and it's just she does not have like she doesn't have the enthusiasm in certain areas in order to win against Rogers, in my opinion. Like if she was the one who went against Rogers, I actually think he may be able to win that race, just because it's just she's just such a bad candidate. And I don't know. I mean, she could still win the Senate seat like by a point, but she'd be the weaker candidate. Abdul, on the other hand, he could win it by over 5 easily, in my opinion.
100%.
I think 100%. And again, it's like I just don't get how it doesn't matter if he's Muslim. It doesn't matter. He's so much younger than Rogers, and the dude is like in shape. Like, I'm not trying to be weird about this, but like a guy in politics who's in good shape is naturally gonna just do better with voters on average than somebody who's a lot older. Like it's just like I don't understand. Like I don't get it. I don't know what political consultants are saying, like what their thought process behind this is, but like he's going to be the better candidate for the Democrats to run 100%.
Yeah. And so I remember we talked about this sort of before the stream with the electability of Democrats is basically built upon the youth vote. It's built upon the minority vote.
Yes.
It's built upon places like Washtenaw County, places like Wayne County, places like Macomb County, or places where like Wayne County is not exactly who's running it up right now, but again, it's very early. But places like Washtenaw, places like Livingston, like the outer suburbs of Detroit, you got Kalamazoo, which is again early in the vote. We'll see where that ends up. But these are places where Democrats prove their electability in a state like Michigan. It's where they prove their electability in a state like Wisconsin or Pennsylvania, or really name your state. It doesn't really matter what color the state is. That's where they prove their electability, in the urbans, in the suburbs, with the youth, and with the minorities. So this primary vote, particularly, again, Washtenaw County, I keep pointing that out for a reason. Again, you have youth vote and you have minority. In Wayne County, you have Arabs. In Macomb County, you have the working class. In Oakland, you have the white suburbanite. But you have all these different parts of the Democratic coalition that they need to win. And you see it right here in the primary vote. He's doing pretty well with those blocks right now.
Right.
Which is, and I'm also a little surprised he's doing as well as he is in Northern Michigan too, because I just put this out on my X feed too.
Well, I wasn't surprised by that at all, because like we currently have him winning some of these counties. Like right now, if we go to our forecast here, I could at least go to my site here. So like if I go to the actual election results here, so we could see that like right now he's got a little bit of a lead in Chippewa County. He's got a lead in Alger, and like we literally have him winning in Alger by like 10, and we have him winning Chippewa by like 5, you know? So, and even like this county Delta, he's got a small lead there with half the vote in, and Stevens is supposed to beat him by like 6 there. And he's actually leading that county right now. And even like this county, 12% of the vote is in, he's got a small lead, and we have him winning that county by 6. So I'm not surprised that like he's doing well in some of those. It's really like Ontonagon, I believe it's pronounced county. That one will be a close one. Iron County is like a 0.1 margin. We have it projected for him. Dixon County's like a Stevens plus 0.3. It'll be interesting to see this county here, because this one has the highest mean age out of any county we had in the voter file. So the mean age in this county was a 69 mean age. So Stevens should win that one.
Yeah.
Stevens should win that county, and the results from there haven't reported, but definitely she should win that one 100%, in my opinion. I think she's definitely going to win that county. Definitely is going to win that.
That county is sort of like the what I was thinking of Northern Michigan, like the older I guess especially with Stevens, you could say more pro-Israel vote, the boomer vote, you know, the sort of older white voter that's more likely to support someone like her, and even more likely to reject someone like El Sayed, which again, it's part of the reason why I'm so surprised he's running as well as he is up there. But yeah, I mean, again, you prove your electability in Southern Michigan if you're a Democrat. So
Yeah,
that's the entire
100%.
point behind why he's more electable
Yeah,
than
like
she
if
is.
you're winning all those counties in Southern Michigan, like you're literally the better Democrat. Like even if it's 100,000 vote margin, like it's the notion that she was going to be the better candidate is like insane to me. Like how is somebody going to look at me straight in the face and tell me, look, let's look at this. So let's look up Abdul Al-Sayed platform on X. Okay. Right.
Yep.
And let's look. Oh, yeah. See, like political polls on X says Abdul Sayed is outperforming benchmarks in every county reporting so far. Yeah. I mean, it's not a surprise. Some people were reporting it earlier. The Whitmer endorsement may have helped her out in some areas, like where Whitmer ran it up very hard in 18. And look, here's us. So like this is what we have right now. And a lot of these counties, like look, a lot of these counties, like right here, she's currently up in those right now. Like
Yep.
our stuff is lining up like pretty well so far. Like obviously it's still early and some of these counties need to continue reporting, but we're doing pretty well. Like this county right here, for example, this county, Crawford, she's up 5 points with a quarter of the vote in, and he's supposed to win that county by 4 points. And the final projection is like 1,000 votes in that county, give or take, when you round it to the nearest 100. So I don't know. It's interesting. We'll see results pour in. And we've been live for about, I believe it's been like half an hour at this point that we've been live waiting for
10 minutes of fixing my mic.
Yeah, that too. But this is the New York Times reported more, and yeah, she gained more. She gained more of the vote with a quarter of the vote in. She gained more. I wonder what counties like are reporting results. Oh, okay, there you go. He finally improved like a little bit. And he took the lead in Wayne by a small amount right now. Only 4% of the vote in. But he did take the lead a little bit there. And in Macomb, 20% of the vote is in. And he has a 21-point lead there now. Livingston, he's...
Oh, that just exploded for him.
Yeah, Livingston, he has a 6-point lead there right now with 74% of the vote in. And we have him winning that one by about 17. So we'll see how the late vote kind of breaks out there, but he may or may not end up at that margin. This person said, give or take, how many Senate seats Dems are at right now, given the generic ballot? So our last national poll with likely voters was a 9.7 percentage point lead for the Democrats. So I'd say they're looking around anywhere from like 51 to 53 Senate seats. And people, all these people will tell you, oh, that's ridiculous. The Democrats aren't winning the Senate, bro. Like, they're not losing Ohio. They're not losing all these areas. But it is looking really bad. All of the pollsters that had Harris winning by, 3 to 6 points are showing that the Democrats are only behind by like 2 or 3 points in the generic ballot. And then people like fall for it, which is the funniest thing. Right. So and again, like everybody knows, like I'm Republican, like I supported Trump in 24. Like everyone knows this. It's not like I want this to happen. But at the end of the day, again, the channel is on point politics. Like that's the point of the channel. And even if it's something I don't agree with, I have to report what I think is going to happen, not what I want to happen. And so this year I'll deal with all these people saying, oh, you've lost your mind. You're like Candace Owens. You're this. I'm going to deal with that all year. But I don't care because I want to be right. I don't want, whatever my preferred outcome is my preferred outcome. I want to be right. And so that's the priority of what we're going on here on this channel and on TPSI as well. And so I think that we're sitting around 51 to 53 Senate seats for the Democrats as of right now. That's roughly where I think it's sitting. What about you? What do you think it's sitting at right now?
51 at least, because Ohio and Georgia are good as gone. Like, sorry, Ohio is just not gonna. You're gonna lose way too many voters, and Michigan's a great example of this. Just look at the rural turnout, like the primary turnout. They're gonna be getting 50% of Kamala Harris votes. Again, that's not normal.
So this
in
is
a
our
primary.
site. So this is our site right now, okay? Like with the Senate map and stuff. And what's really interesting, we can see right here, we can fill out this map. So like obviously Oregon, New Jersey, Delaware, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, these are obviously safe Dem. Colorado is obviously safe Republican. Wyoming, South Dakota, Idaho, you got that independent running there. I'm leaving it safe for now, but I don't know. That one might be interesting. Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia. And Kentucky might even be under 12 points, depending on what's going on there. But for the sake of the video, we'll just put this at safe, okay? Mm-hmm. So right now, and then obviously Illinois goes safe Democrat. And so right now, you're really looking at 41-41. Oh, and then Virginia's safe. Our polling has Warner winning right now by like 17 and 19, depending on who the Republican is. So, like, that's not even competitive. It's going to be worse than what Spanberger won by. Like, it'll be a larger margin. So that's where I think that's standing at. More of the vote is in. Wow. So guess what? Wow. Okay, yeah, he's definitely winning the primary because look at this. Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow. Okay, guys. So we had Stevens winning this county by 17, and 95% of the vote is in, and he's winning it by 11. So, I mean, yeah, by the time the vote is in, he's going to be up quite considerably, guys. Like, he's going to be up by a lot. If he's winning this county, he's definitely outperforming our polling, or it's going to be within the ballpark of our polling. That's a crazy, wow, that's crazy. That's insane. That's a crazy result. That's the oldest county that we had in the voter file, and because she had such a large lead in our polling with 65 plus, we modeled that county for her. Like, she was winning it by 17, but since the county's so small, like a lead of 17 points is like 40 votes, so like it could go either way, really. But I was so certain that she was going to win that county, and he eked it out by like a couple votes. That's insane. That's crazy. Wow. That's a horrible sign for her. That's horrible sign. That is a really bad sign for her. Very bad. Very bad sign for Stevens. Not great at all. Very bad sign.
Just want to look through some other counties. Is there anything else in from suburban Detroit yet? Or Wayne County itself?
Detroit is still an 11-point lead for her, but he's going to expand. Right now, Stevens is holding her lead in Oakland. We'll see how that kind of plays out. Macomb, 18% of the vote is in. He's got about a roughly 18-point margin there. Eaton, 84% of the vote is in, and he's got a 1-point lead. Our forecast has him leading in Eaton by 7. So there's going to be counties where, like, we overestimated her, and we might have overestimated him, but, like, we're within the ballpark of the final result, give or take. We're going to be within the ballpark of the result.
Yeah, and I think for Eaton County, I was tracking this before I hopped on here. I think Eaton and Livingston, more of the votes were coming in, and his lead was dropping a little bit. So it, like, maybe they reported the votes a different way, or maybe he was doing worse with the in-person early vote or the election day vote, and he did better with the early vote in some of those places.
Right. So, like, now,
those were the trends.
Right. So, like, right now, Mississippi's probably a 10-point margin for the incumbent. depending, about a 10-point lead. I'd say the Kansas seat, maybe a 7-8 point win right now for the Republican candidate. New Mexico is obviously safe. South Carolina, I mean, it's rough because now that Lindsey passed away, the incumbent's not there anymore. It's a little bit of a tougher environment. I would say that I would put this lean GOP right now.
I agree.
I would.
Yeah, I mean, just for the sake of the GOP having the incumbency, just for the sake of them having the incumbency, for now, and we'll see what happens with these people who said they weren't going to vote for Lindsey. Are they going to end up voting for what's her name, like Darlene or something like that? Yeah, Darlene Graham. We'll see if they end up voting for her. I would suspect probably not. Right. But we'll see how that plays out. Maybe some of them come back, and maybe that helps them hold the seat. But it's still going to be a lot of people that don't vote, and some of them would just straight up vote for the Democrat, honestly. And that's going to be
there's going to be a lot of people.
That's going to be across all these states.
That's going to be an interesting one because everyone's, that's safe GOP. But when election day comes, the Republican will probably only win by like 3 to 5. And she's going to make it close because she's running on like rural health care. She was tying in Lindsey into like the Iran war, which, I mean, he was like one of the main people who was lobbying for that. Like, she's not wrong. Like, she's 100% right about that. And like, again, Richard Barris, like, God bless him. He's been such a big supporter and like very, very helpful, gives a lot of great advice on like the polling stuff. And like, his polling shows like 75 to 80% of Americans like want the war to end. Like, this is not popular at all. Like, people don't want this war. Like, they don't. And so like that messaging on that is like very, very effective. It's very effective. And like what people don't get is that Republicans doesn't equal Trump. Like, that's what people don't understand. So they think, if Trump won the seat by 15, then that means it's 15 points, next year. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that. It's very dependent on who shows up in the midterms and what the national mood is. And the problem with the D+10 lead is that it's coming from his base switching on him. So that actually affects states like Kansas, Nebraska, Kentucky, Mississippi, South Carolina more than even states like Virginia, New Jersey, Massachusetts, or Colorado.
Yep.
That's the biggest problem this time around. So like right now, I'm going to be completely honest. Like right now, Montana is probably like a 5-point win for the Republican. It's literally going to be like a 5-point win right now. I think that they're going to run it because the incumbent's not even there.
Yeah.
So, and then like in New Hampshire, that'll be, 10-point win for the Democrat, maybe even more. But just to be fair, we'll put it at 10. Maine is interesting because you have Susan Collins, who's the incumbent there, and everybody thinks she's going to outperform the polls yet again, but she only outperformed them because Trump is on the ballot, and nobody wants to talk about that. And so even though they switched out the Democrats' pick that got 80% of the vote, they installed somebody yet again, like they always do. But I still think that that person is probably going to win the race by... They may still win that race. I don't know why it's not letting me click on it, but like, yeah, they're going to win that race. And even Nebraska, I would argue that that independent candidate, who's basically the Democrat, is probably going to win that race right now.
Yeah, because he's running on the Trump 2024 agenda.
Yep, 100%.
There's no way that's not going to work out. It just doesn't make any sense.
And the Republican incumbent there is like less popular than other. It's less popular. Like the incumbent there is less popular than Deb Fischer was, and he doesn't even like Trump. That guy, he doesn't even like Trump. Texas, super close.
Super close.
Very close. It'll be like a point for Paxton. Very close. Florida, literally less than 2 for Moody. Super, super tight race there too. That Senate seat's going to be really close. And like, bro, like the early voting turnout in Florida right now, like Polk County is plurality Democrat. Like all these counties that like were huge wins for Trump. Right now, the plurality of the votes that are coming in right now are showing that the Dems are up in plurality. And the problem is that the independents, the non-party affiliates, are skewing Democrat.
And another problem with that is that you bring up like the early vote, and some people are going to be thinking Democrats do better in the early vote, which is true. The problem with some of the counties that you just mentioned is that those are places where Republicans won the early vote in 2024. Right. Places
Okay,
like Miami-Dade, places like Polk, places like those.
Right, we're gonna bring Dustin in now. So Dustin, hello.
How's it going, Lester? How's it going, guys?
Hey, doing great. Doing very well. We're just covering the Senate map as we're waiting for like more results to pour in. It looks like she's performing better than we even thought she was gonna do, but it's still early and there's still some outstanding votes for Syed. So we might actually end up like perfectly nailing that result. And by the way, that county all the way up north that we thought she was gonna win, Syed won that one.
Wow.
The county with like the highest mean age, he won it by 11 actually. So it was like the reverse margin.
Yeah, it's interesting. So with our website, you can actually look back and forth between the forecasts and the results to see how that's panning out.
Right, and we could see it right now here. About 21% of the vote is in on our site, and you know he's got not a lot was reported out of Wayne. Macomb, 67% reported, and she has a small lead there right now. I think the outstanding ballots are going to favor him. Washtenaw, again, he's got a big lead there. If we actually go to DDHQ to get the most updated count, he has a 32-point margin there, and we projected it to be like about a 20-point win from there. And even in Kent, he's up 13 there, and I think the outstanding ballots there will favor him. So he'll be up. So there's some counties that like, you know, we projected, you know, he was going to do better in, and, you know, she's actually doing better, or the other way around. But a lot of these rural counties where she has like a big lead, a lot of them are not reported. But this one, this county right here, we had that as like an 8-point win for Stevens. So she's most likely going to win that one. Maybe the outstanding ballots favor Al-Sayed, and so that might be like a 15-point win for him. So we were within the ballpark there. So a lot of counties, like, we're actually within the ballpark estimate of the final result. And Dustin, I want you to give your thoughts on this race so far and like how it's going.
Well, certainly we're seeing it play out exactly as we expected. There's quite a... By the way, I'm getting a little bit of an echo, so I'm going to take off my headphones and then go for it.
All right.
If you don't mind.
No, it's fine.
So we're seeing the race play out exactly how we expected. Some of the older demographics are going for Stevens. But you have the impassioned, the Muslims around Dearborn that are certainly going out in full steam for Abdul, and you see young people across the state that are coming out. You look at the college towns, and we're seeing exactly what we expected. Again, as I said before, I like to go back to our site, and we actually have our forecast model built in there. So you see exactly how the forecast compares with what the results are that are coming in. They do keep in mind that it's still early in the returns, and there's a lot of changes that can happen. But even at this point, I think we are seeing a good trend in terms of what we think the election will look like when it's all said and done.
Right. Yeah, I think it's gonna really, it's gonna look interesting. Someone needs to put their mic on push to talk, causing that feedback. Oh, that was probably you, but I think you got that fixed, I believe. So Appos, comment again. If you hear the echo, comment again, just to make sure that that's not happening. If you hear it, if not, then we're good. So yeah, we were just kind of waiting, you know, for the results to come in right now, and we were kind of covering some of the results here. like what we think the Senate map's looking like. And Connor, again, like, you know, like these races here, oh man, it's a doozy. These races, Georgia, North Carolina, easy 10-point wins for
Easy.
Ossoff and Cooper. Easy double-digit wins. I don't know if they'll be over 12. I think Georgia could be the one that's over 12. And again, people are going to think we're crazy. Oh my God, you guys are liberals now. But no, it's guys.
Well,
like,
again, it comes down to Republican rural vote, particularly the Trump base, either completely breaking off and voting for the Democrat or being, pardon my language, but pissed off enough that they're not going to vote.
Right.
And that's just what it is. And Democrats, it doesn't matter because we talk about this all the time. The propensity of the bases, it's a realignment. In 2012, in 2010, in 2014, Republicans had the suburban vote, the higher propensity voter. That's why they would overperform in all these midterm elections and then suck in the presidentials because Democrats would get out their base and the Republicans wouldn't get out the now Trump voter, what was a Trump voter, in places like North Carolina, places like Georgia, places like Michigan, Pennsylvania, so on.
Right.
And we can, go to Iowa, Michigan, Ohio too. It's going to be the same story all over the place. It's not going to be isolated at all.
100%. It's going to be the same story. Like these, easy, 3 to 6 point win for Turek against Hinson. Easy. In Ohio, easy 3 to 6 point win for Sherrod Brown. Like they're winning those seats right now. Like they are winning those seats. Minnesota over 12 points. Michigan with Abdul, assuming Abdul's the nominee, he's going to win it by over 6. So that already puts them at 50. So if we were to assign, and then Alaska, this one's hard, but I would say Patola's probably narrowly favored there right now. So that actually we actually have the Democrats at 53 Senate seats right now.
Yeah. And that's not even counting Texas or Florida. Which if it gets any worse, there is a limit to how bad this can get, but the max is probably 53 or 54 if you think about it realistically.
Right, because I think the last one out of these to flip would probably be Florida, to be honest with you. Or it's possible that Texas would be the last one to flip because Paxton at least has bona fides with the base, whereas Ashley Moody does not have bona fides with the base. And even though Vindman is a really mediocre candidate, depending on who they put up, the Democrat candidate's going to be very mediocre. But in a year where somebody like Byron Donalds, if he's the Republican nominee, which is not 100% guaranteed, by the way, I know a lot of people think that, he's got this massive 40-point lead, but he's not guaranteed to win that primary with all the developments we got going on with James Fishback and, this anti-Byron vote that we're seeing there. If you literally look at the comment section on Truth Social, half of the comments are, Mr. President, we love you, but we're not voting for Byron Donalds. Like, and voters who wouldn't vote for Byron are disproportionately voters that wouldn't take polling surveys. And the polling has only gotten worse since 18. The polling in 2018 for the Republican primary was horrendous. The polling average was basically tied in 18 and DeSantis won by 20 points. So I've studied the polling there. The polling there was awful. It was terrible. The polling there was god awful. A lot of polls either had Putnam ahead by a point or two or had DeSantis up 3 or 4. They were horrible polling. And he won 56 to 36, something like that. It was something ridiculous. He won by a lot. It wasn't even close. But again, Florida is a hard state to poll, and especially primary polling is even harder to poll.
Yep.
It looks like, this is interesting. She is running stronger in some of these rural counties than I anticipated here. This county right here, half of the vote is in. 4-point lead for El Sayed, and we were projecting that county to be a 3-point lead for Stevens. So again, the vote's early. It's very early right now, to be honest with you guys. The vote is early, but we'll see what happens. 29% of the vote is in on New York Times, and she's tight here. Very, very
How
tight.
much of the Wayne County vote is in?
Wayne County, 7% of the vote is in, and she has a 2-point lead.
Okay. I
So
mean,
that's
that's what we're waiting on.
Yeah, we're
That's what
waiting
we're
on
waiting on.
that. That tightened. And I think he is going to win that one. 73% of the vote in Oakland, and she's got a 2-point lead right now. Clinton County, very little of the vote. Eaton County, he's up by 1 point something here with 89% of the vote. And I had him winning that county by 7. So, like, we had a poll closer than everybody else did. Our poll was a Abdul plus 9.7. And I don't know if he's going to finish there, but it may be closer than that. I don't know. It may be closer than that because she's tightening up a lot. Now, if Abdul picks up a little bit of a lead in Wayne, it'll expand the margin out to like where we think it is. Dustin, where do you think the margin ends up right now based on like all the work that we're doing with your forecasting modeling? Where do you think it ends up?
Yeah, so we're updating that in real time. Something that's real interesting that I want to point out is McMorrow has 3.6%, and that is actually double what we anticipated her getting at this point in the race. And so, as more votes come in and as the rural parts of the state come in, that number is undoubtedly going to go down. But that is an interesting point to note that if the race is closer than we expected, then that is possibly a reason for that. Even still, with about 25 to 30% in, we're still looking at pretty much what we expected pre-race, with between an 8 and a 10-point victory for El Sayad.
Which is about what we have. That's literally what we had in our poll. And everybody else had them up like 16, 17, 18, 19 points.
Statistically, it's a lot more likely that the TPSI poll is going to be more accurate than the Emerson poll.
Right.
Honestly.
Which will be awesome.
Yeah.
So again, we're waiting. A quarter of the vote is in. They're taking they're taking their sweet time here, guys. Oh, look, there goes Abdul. Did he expand his lead or did he lose a little bit? I think he lost a little bit there. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I wonder what counties have like actually finished reporting votes and how we could like see like which of the counties, because like right now, a lot of these counties up here, like look at this. Look, so Delta, okay, interesting. Delta, 85% of the vote is in, and he has a 4-point lead here. And we had it where Stevens would actually win by like 7. So that's interesting. But that's within our confidence interval.
Wait, do you see that? Stevens took the lead.
Where?
Look at that.
Where did she take the lead?
Statewide.
Where did that come in? Because I'm on New York Times and I don't see that.
On
it's on DDHQ. I see it right
writing
on
a screen.
Whoa! Okay, wow. So that was a humongous stump there.
Yep.
And we could see that came from Detroit. And right now, she has a 40-point lead in Wayne right now. Mm-hmm. That's really interesting. And 20% of the vote is in.
Interesting.
That is very interesting. That's interesting. And 30% of the vote is in statewide. So again, it's early. It's still early. So there's a lot of outstanding vote there, but that is a very large lead. Now, again, remember, they're reporting, like, I believe a lot of the counties, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of the counties are reporting, like, their mail-in ballots first. And those are supposed to look better for Stevens. And so as time goes on,
exactly,
she should end up, kind of going down. But this is kind of interesting because, I mean, I'll just say it right now. When we were first fielding the poll, she actually had a lead in our early sample. It wasn't until we kept polling more that Abdul ended up taking like the 8-point lead in the likely voter screen. So that's, I find that very interesting.
Yeah. But
like, look at this
for
county.
a race like this,
Otsego County has 65% of its votes in, and we had that at about a 3-point win for her. So that's about what it is.
right.
So that's interesting. And there's areas where like he's outperforming, and there's areas right now where she's outperforming. But again, it's still early. A lot of these counties are reporting their mail-in ballots first, and I believe I saw this on like Vote Hub.
Right.
Reported that information. So again, still early. But it is tighter than like what everybody else was saying. Like, and look, Abdul actually took back the lead there. So Abdul's back up 2 points.
Yep.
And that, I don't know where that came from. That might have, Kent. That's where that came from. He just took it because of Kent. Kent reported more of its votes. He has like a 30-something point margin there. Saginaw County, like a lot of these counties, these very like populated counties, have not finished reporting all their votes yet. For the most part. We could see down here. I can't, it's not letting me view it. Monroe, like very little of the votes in. So it's interesting. Very, very interesting stuff. So again, we really got to wait until more of the votes are in. But this is interesting. Fry Blocks YouTube says NBC has Abdul up by 6. I guess maybe that's an exit poll. I don't know what they're referring to there.
So something you got to think about is you look at any race that has a substantial RCP average, that's usually right within 5%, within a margin of error.
Right.
And so the fact that I believe RCP's at around 10.5%, 11%.
That's literally, we have it at 9.7.
Right.
So we're right with the consensus of the polling average, and we're not even included in that average.
Exactly.
We're not even included in that average, and we're right within the consensus.
And that's how it should be. If you're polling it right, you're going to be there.
So that's interesting. It's very, very interesting. We got about, Connor, what do you think about this so far? Do you think that our poll will end up being about right, or do you think it's going to be closer? Like, how do you think it's going to kind of end up?
Well, we'll see when Wayne County comes in. Like I said before, that makes up a lot of the Democrat primary vote, probably like 20%, like roughly.
We have it at
in the Democrat primary.
We have it at 20.9% of the vote. So, like, if you look at our forecast here, we have it at 20.9% of the electorate, and he's supposed to finish the county by 8.
Another item you want to note is Dearborn is in Wayne. And so Dearborn is in Wayne. So we can expect that to be a major place for Abdul.
Right, 100%. And it looks like our reporting on TPSI has caught up. He actually has a 3-point lead on the reporting on TPSI. But Wayne is not. Let me refresh the page to make sure that that's coming in. Okay, yeah, so it wasn't reporting correctly. It froze, but you could see that, like, even some of these rural counties, this is interesting. She's definitely outrunning in the rural counties for sure. I mean, maybe when these are done reporting, maybe they'll be closer. But like, we definitely, I told you the poll fish sample part of the poll, like, we literally had her winning white non-college Democrats, and I said she was going to do well with them. I just didn't think she was going to do this well.
So a quick programming note, Lester. Our forecast on this site is still the pre-election forecast. So one thing I'm working on right now is getting it to start pulling in real results. So that's why you still see that 83% number on the results. So these are good. This is a good forecast, but it's not updated yet.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Just wanted to keep you in the loop on that.
Right. No, and that's fine. That's fine.
So yeah, just to continue the point on Wayne County, I think DDHQ has like a precinct analysis, or maybe it's a Vote Hub. It's one of those two. But
Okay.
they're bragging about it next. So they have like a precinct analysis. It would be interesting to see where Wayne County is reporting, because it could be the outer, like more western parts of Wayne County
That's
where it's more
probably what's
suburban.
reporting. That's probably what's reporting.
Yeah,
right
because
now.
there's no way Dearborn and places like that are close into Detroit are voting that way.
Yeah, no.
It
Like,
wouldn't
look,
make
they
any
just
sense.
added a little bit of the vote, and it tightened. Like, he's up 4 now. Like, it just tightened a lot. They just added like 2% of the vote, and he tightened it by like, I think, 10 points. So like, it's still very early. It's still really early, but we may end up being dead on. Like, our county results are going to vary. We're going to be within the ballpark in a lot of them, and obviously, if we end up having the opportunity to like do bigger sample sizes for races like this, we're going to have way better county forecasts, because like for very small counties like that, it's hard to project results, especially with like small rural counties like that. It's very hard to project results. However, we're going to be within the ballpark of the final result. I think our poll is going to match the final result. So yeah, New York Times, he's got a 3-point lead on New York Times. He's got like a 3.5 on Vote Hub, or on what do you call it, on DDHQ. Let me go to the Vote Hub results actually and look at it there. What do you guys think so far?
Yeah, I'm just interested in that precinct analysis where those votes are coming from. I think it's Vote Hub. So I think if you can bring that up, you might be able to bring up that precinct thing. You might be able to find this out on the fly here.
Let's see, Michigan.
Well, Lester, while you're looking at that, something very interesting that I want to point out. In our modeling, we were expecting a turnout of about 1.2 million.
Yeah, we undershot it quite a bit.
It looks like it's going to be somewhere in the 1.6 to 1.7.
Yeah, we
The reason why I
undershot it.
mentioned that is the higher the turnout, the better the result will be for El Sayad.
Yeah.
So that's
right.
something you want to observe.
Yeah, 100%. And by the way, look, at 10 minutes ago, Stevens plus 53 mail Detroit. So they reported all of the mail-in votes. It's all mail. So like, this is going to get more pro Sayat. You see? So like, look, we got here, Stevens is doing much better in mail-in ballots, which have been lagging behind in reports. She's doing well enough in these small-sized, mid-sized counties to where winning Detroit by a lot would pull her close. We could see St. Joseph, yeah, so she's going to take the lead in St. Joseph. We had him narrowly winning that one. But like, look at this. She, in Midland County, she won the election day vote there, but Abdul actually won the early vote. So that's interesting. We got here at 940. I'll say it hits his mark.
Which is probably part of the reason why Eaton and Livingston are closing.
Right. Zachary Donany, which his work is very good with a lot of stuff, and he's saying that the race, I guess, will be close. We'll see how it shakes out, but I think he'll have a pretty substantial lead by the end.
I mean, if that's the mail result from Wayne County and she's still like kind of tied or not quite leading statewide, I don't see how she's going to make that up, even though she is overperforming in some of those northern rural counties where there's more of an older electorate. It's going to be hard to see her making up what's to come in Wayne County.
Right. Although a lot of them are like not done reporting, like Icio County, this one, she has a pretty big lead in it. It's like a 16, 17 point lead. And we actually had her winning that one by like 9. So we called that one. Arneck County,
Yeah, I mean, the problem is the population of those places.
She has that county hasn't even reported. But like Isabella County is like tied, and we actually have Al Sayed in our forecast. That one's like about tied, and we actually have them winning that one kind of easily. So that one can really change depending on like what the remaining votes are. So I do think some of like these rural counties will get more friendly for him as the votes report. Like this one, Osceola, right here actually, she's got about a 13-point lead, but that's only like 130 votes there. And in our forecast, he has like a 5-point lead at the end. So it just depends on how it breaks in some of these smaller ones. But she's definitely outrunning in some of the rural votes here, like for sure. Like she's definitely outrunning. However, it's still early in some of these counties.
Yep.
So
really like I was saying before, it's like Wayne County.
Like Detroit, like, look, more of the vote came in, and he already tightened it. Like she's not. I don't know. I think she may not. Like on DDHQ, she only has a 21-point lead there with 23% in. So like it tightened like a lot. Like
and that's all male vote.
Yeah, that's all male vote, and I don't think she's gonna win that county.
Yeah, so based on what I'm looking at, the mail-in vote is going to be a lot more pro-Stevens than any of the other vote method.
Let me actually see if we have that in our crosstabs. I don't know if we like made that as a crosstab in our public poll. Did we have that, Dustin?
I believe that should be part of it. If not, we can generate that. Would you like me to look into doing that?
Yeah, go ahead and generate that really quick, just so we can kind of like see where that's at. Okay, no, look, I do have it here. I just don't have it. I don't have it broken up by candidate. That's the only thing. That's the only problem. However, I can see that a lot of the older vote did vote by mail absentee. You know, that they already casted their ballot. Like a lot of them said they casted their ballot. A lot of them said they were voting early. Some of them said they were voting on election day, but like a lot more of the older vote, which Stevens was leading, you know, she did very well. Whereas the younger vote, the vast majority said they're voting on election day. So like clearly he's going to be doing better on election day. Cool Cat said, this is closer than I thought. Well, again, the returns are early, right? So, you know, we're still waiting for more results. Like, we're not calling the race yet. However, I do believe that Abdul's going to win by a comfortable margin, in my opinion. We're just waiting for some of the returns to come in. Like, a lot of these rural counties haven't even finished reporting the results. Like, a lot of them that have Stevens up by a lot, like, they're only like 10% in. So we're waiting. And like even Wayne, we're like waiting right now. We're definitely waiting for more results. Connor, what do you status update on the race?
I don't think anything drastic has really changed. I think we're kind of in. We're between like getting the first votes and then like, you know, finishing this up, which is kind of like a lull. We're kind of just like waiting like everybody else.
Right. Yeah, and again, like right now, Vohub,
keep repeating behind. Wayne County because that's really.
Vohub right now is behind a couple points in reporting, but yeah, Stevens. Yeah, this is all like mail-in vote by the precincts, and like Dearborn, which, where is that by? I'm like trying to see it here because I have like the precinct analysis from Vohub here, and I'm trying to like.
I think it's West Detroit. I think it's West.
So it'd be like. Would it be like
it's out a little bit more than that? It might be outside the actual city limits, but it's like out west a little bit.
Okay, well that's interesting. I think isn't
No,
it like
further
right
than
around
that.
here?
No, I think it's like outside where those precinct boundaries are.
Oh,
Yeah,
look,
I think
Dearborn's
so.
right here. So yeah, look, Dearborn hasn't even. Oh, bro, Dearborn hasn't even reported results. Oh,
Yeah.
bro, yeah, we're gonna, bruh, yeah, he's definitely taking the lead. He's 100% taking the lead, guys. There's, yeah, no. Yeah, no wonder why she has such a massive margin there. Yeah, they haven't even reported. Dearborn hasn't even reported results yet. Ah, bro. Yeah. We still got a while. We still got a while to go. We still got a bit to go. This county here, Lucy County, she's got about a 7-point lead with 85% of the vote in. We projected her to finish with a 9-point lead there. So we're getting some of these correct. Manatee County, she won by about 3 points, and we had her winning that county by about a point. So, like, all the counties that are like almost done reporting, we're literally within like the sampling error, which is very hard to do, by the way, in some of these like rural counties. That's like very difficult to do.
Yeah, particularly smaller counties. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting. That's very interesting. So yeah, that's very fascinating. Dustin, how's that going? All right, Connor. Peace out. It says Connor. Connor said he pretty much has to head out, so I'm gonna remove him from the thing here. So what is that looking like right now between the mail-in votes and kind of like in person? So how's that kind of breaking up right now?
Yeah, so I just sent you on Discord the basis for more likely voter result, but actually I pushed it to Meridian because Meridian is certainly going to be the closest to what the actual race is going to look like.
Right.
And for those of you that are listening, Meridian is basically the name for our proprietary model that looks at several different metrics within how people answer questions that goes beyond a simple leaner question to lean the respondents who choose undecided on the first ballot. And so
Right.
we have our registered voter sample, our likely voter sample, and then we model the likely voter sample to lean a certain number based on how close or how far we are from an election. Certainly, we're using this model from a poll that literally happened just a few days before election day. Therefore, we can just use Meridian and we're good to go on that. And it's a really great observation. So if you look at vote by mail, Stevens is at 55% of those ballots.
Oh wow, that's closer than I thought it would have been.
Exactly.
But
then
how
if you
much
look
of
at in
that vote?
person,
But how much of that vote is statewide in the likely voter? Like how much of the vote is actually mail / early?
it looks to be, I don't have that percentage in front of me, but it looks to be about 30%.
Yeah, and that's about right because we're almost about 30% of the way done. And
Yeah.
right now, I mean, if this was majority mail and maybe some in-person voting, then I guess I could see it being a 10-point margin for her. We may have even overestimated her in the mail-in vote, to be honest. Like it's
Right.
possible we even overestimated her. It depends.
Right.
And then maybe he might do better. He might do worse with the election day vote because how much do you have him? You have him up 30 points.
And then on the in-person margin, he's got about a 20% edge in person. Now,
Right.
whenever you're polling people, you don't know exactly how they're going to vote, and certainly some people will put down undecided. So even though their particular candidate of choice has been leaned in Meridian, we're not leaning their vote method. That would make no sense.
Right.
So there is an
Right. Yeah, that doesn't
undecided
make sense.
part of that.
Right. That doesn't make any sense. Wow. Oakland is close. I wonder if
Right.
he's going to end up taking the lead there because we have him winning that one. Macomb 25% in. He's got a 16-point lead there. And we had him winning that county by like about that amount. I think that's what we had him winning it by. Yeah, we had him winning it by 11. That's what we have him winning it by. And he had a bigger lead. So we'll see how that plays out. But like even some of these counties, like a county that's like now 29% in, like one of those rural ones that's 29% in, she's only up 6 points now. And that county, we have her, if I can go back here and check it out, we actually have her up like 1.6. So that's really interesting. But like Missoula County or Mesquite County, right now she's got a 19-point lead with 86% in, and we have her winning that one by 8 in our final projection. So all the rural counties that are still missing a lot of votes, like a lot of counties that are missing a bunch of their votes, like it's kind of competitive. Now, there are a few of them that we're going to get wrong here. Like, for example, well, even like Mescosa or Mecosta County, 83%, and she has a 6-point lead. And we had that one literally at a dead tie. So, like, either one of them could have won that one. Either one of them could have won that county. Midland with 33%, and she's got a 12-point lead, and we had that county voting for Al Sayed by like basically 12. So it just depends on how some of these break, because like a lot of these will be close. Like I wonder if this county's in. Yeah, see, there's still a lot of vote missing. Huron County, we're definitely going to be off, because that one we had going to Al Sayed. Like we had that one going to him by like literally like a point or something. And she's got like a 500 vote lead. So unless the final votes kind of break towards him, I don't know what's going to happen there. So it just depends. It literally just depends on how some of these like rural counties break up. But like Hillsdale, half of the votes in, she has a 5-point margin. And in Hillsdale, he's only up by like 1.5. So like all the counties that have actually finished reporting results, like we're within the margin of error.
Yeah. No, there's no way that Wayne County is going to be what it is right now.
No.
Abdul's going to win by at least 5% in Wayne County.
Is that what your model is showing?
Model is showing 7. But at least 5 would be...
No, but I'm talking about like your live model, or are you just going based off of like our forecast?
Our forecast, but our forecast is going to be close. Now, we're currently, as I mentioned before, we're currently updating the back end of our website so that the live model is public, and that way we can all see what it's saying.
Right. Let's refresh this again, see if anything updated. Yeah, so like 38% of the vote is in, and yeah, we projected him 9.7. Yeah, she definitely got McMorrow is definitely gonna get, she's probably gonna get like double the vote we projected her to get. So that's interesting.
It's all, and the funny thing about what we do is we're not just breaking down the election results, but we are pollsters. And so these are real conversations that real pollsters have when they're putting out a questionnaire. And certainly you and I had the discussion, do we leave McMorrow on it? Would it be problematic in terms of how we get the results back? Would we be wasting votes on her? And apparently, with the numbers that she's getting, it may have benefited us to have her on the ballot.
Yeah, it would have benefited us to have her as an option, because we would have been even more accurate. I mean, I think he's gonna finish at I think he is gonna finish anywhere from like an 8 to 11 point lead.
Right.
I think he will, but it would have been nice to have it be,
Now, to your point, as a pollster, you care a little bit more about the margin then you do the exact numbers.
Right, of course.
So if
Like,
you're
look at this. Alpena County, he's up 4 with half of the vote in, and we have him winning that county by 7 with all of it in. Push to talk, apparently for you, Dustin. Radiohead Truth says, Dustin, turn on push to talk. Guys, everyone that's in the chat, please like the stream, share this with a friend. I'm probably going to go for like a decent amount more. I want to try to stream until maybe like at least over half the votes are in, just so we are confident on who's going to win. Or we may just wait until Wayne reports the majority of its votes. So guys, like the video. Make sure to tell everybody, like, you know, go on the stream. And Dustin, actually, to be honest with you, I totally forgot to I totally forgot to actually say to put it on the Public Sentiment Institute that we were live.
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah, let me go ahead and actually do that right now. I'm reposting it and then quoting it, saying we are currently live.
Yeah. Man, this is a taste of what the waiting room will be. So if anybody's interested in more of this, join the waiting room.
Yeah, and the waiting room will be like, you know, us actually doing the polling behind the scenes. Cool Cat said, make sure to do this type of stream for the Florida primary. Oh, 1000%. We're definitely doing this for the Florida primary. 1,000,000,000%. That's going to be a lot of fun to cover.
Oh, yeah.
That will be a lot of fun.
Hopefully it'll be a close race.
Yeah. Which, again, all the public polling is saying that that's going to be an easy. This comment, Abdul is easier to beat in the general, so let's go. Well, not really. Not really. You got to be careful what you wish for, friend, because actually, Radiohead Truth said, Lester, I owe you money, won $9,000 on election bets in 2024. Okay, if you're serious about this, email contact@tpsielections.com like right now. Again, contact@tpsielections.com. So I will put that in the chat. If you're actually serious about that, go ahead and email that address. So Radiohead, you were watching the show in 24? Type in the chat, what did you like exactly bet on? Did you like bet on him winning the electoral college, like the popular vote, like a state? Like, what'd you bet on exactly? Because that's a lot of money that you've won. I wonder, you probably bet on the popular vote or something. King Movie says, who's going to win? We're projecting Al Sayed. Like, we're not projecting. Let me correct that. We believe that he's going to win, but we have not projected the race for anybody yet. We haven't called the race.
Speaking of projection, we will both see it for the first time when it comes out. But I just pushed another update to the website, which will include a live projection of what the race will look like.
Okay, well, that has not come in yet.
Yeah, give it about 30 seconds.
Yeah, so that'll be nice to see now, and we'll kind of be able to use that site more, so that'll be great. Zachary Donanini says, I would rather be Al Sayed, but Stevens absolutely has a path to win here. She's doing well enough in the rest of the state to where really running it up in Detroit would at least make it very close. Yeah, but again, I don't know. I don't think that Dustin, try to put
yeah, it's
Dustin,
in there.
No, but try to mute your mic, because they're saying like, please fix this mic. Like, I don't know what's going on. I hope Stevens wins, but I don't think she will. Interesting. Yeah, I definitely would say that. I think Zachary's assessment is correct. I would much rather be Abdul right now. Yeah, I followed you and Richard Barris. Yeah, Trump, Kamala winner, popular vote, Dutching pick 2 ranges, bet on Bovada and Kalshi. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Well,
By the way,
Radiohead
the
Truth, go ahead and email me. Go ahead and email me if you're serious about, you said you owe me money or whatever. If you're serious about that, email me at that email that I put in the description. I have not received an email from you yet. Or you can DM me on X at On Point Politics. You have a Twitter account, you can DM me at On Point Politics. ZT Bella says that Haley has a 30-point lead in Wayne County, which is true. However, that is technically true. However, I will say my light's about to run out here. My studio light is about to run out here. That's very unfortunate. So we're gonna be doing the stream without the light right now. So that's unfortunate. However, I will say to you, Bella, that a lot of the vote has not come in the state yet, and in a particularly that county, only 24% in, and Dearborn, according to VoHub, has not even came in. So, just saying, we still got a little bit of a night here.
So Lester.
Yeah. Okay, let me go to the
Very quickly check it. It is in, and it's a substantial change from what we expected. If you go to the top part of the page, you can see the full result dashboard.
And is this now with the forecast? Is this updating live? Because it looks like it is.
The county's updated live, and the overall forecast is updated live.
Okay, interesting. So from these counties right now, what is the top line? Because it looks like we're projecting Stevens to narrowly win Wayne.
Currently, yeah.
So that would put the race way closer then.
There's one caveat with that. The county forecast is not precinct level.
Right.
And so if there's a substantial chunk of Dearborn that has not put in
which has
results.
So, and we're expecting that to be Pro Syed. So that could flip the forecast very quickly.
Very much so. I mean,
and we're projecting him to win by about 7, which is closer to our 8-point margin. So that's fantastic.
Right. It doesn't matter how you slice it. The TPSI poll is going to be the closest to the result. It's very likely that that's the case. Because if you think about it, let me do some napkin math right now. So if you look at there's a number called the standard deviation, and that is the amount of votes that you can expect the result to deviate up or down.
Right.
So if that's 60,000, just doing some napkin math right now. So 60,000, and then let's say that the total votes is, we'll just say 1.4 million.
Saginaw County, she has a 7-point lead, and we have him finishing ahead by 5. So that's interesting. But again, the second that Wayne changes, that's going to completely change the ballgame.
So right now, if it ends up being around 1.5 million, that standard deviation it's about 5%.
Right.
So the high end of that would still put it much closer to the TPSI poll than any of the other results that have come out recently.
Right. And he's got an 84% chance to win still.
Oh, yeah. And we've held it there. I mean, the percentage coming into the race was 83%.
Right. Right. Yeah, she'll definitely outperform in some of these rural counties, but I'd say county-wise, we did pretty well. I think we did very well. Even La Luna County, it looks like he's gonna win that county. And we called that in our forecast by about like a point, like 2 points. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah, very interesting.
It also looks like the updated turnout projection is going to be a lot closer to what we expected
Right.
than previously thought. The current projection, based on the current returns, is around 1.27 million.
Okay,
So
so that's about what we had it at, because we had it at like
exactly.
1.1.
Yep.
Oh, then that's, yeah, so that lines up.
Because if you think about it, earlier it was showing 30% with about 500,000, and it's gained up to about 40 to 43% with a little over 600,000. So if you look at that progression, the overall expected total has gone down.
Mm. And that's not a good sign for Al Sayed. However, I still believe he's going to win regardless.
Yeah, it'll probably tighten up a little bit, and that's probably a big part of why the projection is at 6.6%.
Mm-hmm.
Just went up to 6.7.
Yeah. Really, what we're waiting for is Wayne. That's the big one. If we forecast that to be anything with an Al Sayed lead, he's gonna end up being closer to our final poll. Like that 6-point lead will turn into a 10-point lead if he even takes a little bit of an advantage.
I'd say it's so cool that we have this website where
Yeah.
you and I can use it. We built it, but certainly anybody in the world can see how the race is progressing.
Right. Let's
It's
look
really
at
great.
let's look at did they do you have the pages for anything else, or this is just like reporting the results here?
Those are all currently static. We really
Right.
focused on the Michigan race for
Right,
the
of course. Right,
yeah.
at least for today, yeah, we were really focused on getting this one. So yeah, that's totally fine.
And by the way, we have a website that is in progress for the midterm election. We may roll it out in beta earlier than that, but for the midterm election, it's going to be insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Oh yeah, for the midterm elections, we'll have good stuff. We'll have really
It's
good
gonna be
stuff for the
crazy.
midterms. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of funny because yeah, I mean half the votes in, and he's got almost a 5-point lead right now on decision desk, and we're just waiting for Detroit because the second that times up, he's gonna end up taking a much larger lead statewide, and he's really right now what's giving him the lead is Kent and Washtenaw County. That's what's helping him right now. And by the way, I believe that Isabella actually really tightened up since its initial reporting. Its initial reporting at like 10% in, Stevens had a huge lead, and now it's really tight. And I have him doing very, very well in that county. He actually has like a 20-point lead there. So we'll see how that one shakes out. And even like some of these other counties that continued reporting, they tightened up quite significantly. So I find that to be very interesting. Even like Apena, half the votes in, he's up 3. I think we had him finishing by 7 there. So again, really interesting. We're waiting for a lot of these to come in. But even like this one, look, this county, 90% in, he's up by 1 point here. And we actually had Stevens winning that one by 3. So he actually outran his performance there. Funny enough, this county, we had Stevens winning, and he's actually outrunning there. So like the counties where have actually finished reporting, he's actually outrunning a little bit in some of them, to be honest with you. Ingham County, he's got like a 30-point lead there. In Ingham County, he's got a pretty large lead there, and I have him finishing there by 14. So that's interesting. Cool Cat says unrelated, but do you think if Fishback wins the Florida primary, he has a lot better chance against Jolly in November than Donald's? Yes. And Dustin, what do you think about that? What is your reasoning for that? Because I know we basically share the same sentiment on that. Oh, okay, yeah, you said you had to step away for a second. Well, I'll go ahead and answer that. James, in a hypothetical general election, obviously will do slightly worse with older voters, but will do way better with 18 to 29-year-olds and millennials by a very, very big amount compared to Donald's in a general against Jolly. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. If that governorship race was today with Jolly and Donald's, like, Jolly might actually win by a point. I'm not even kidding. Like, the Florida GOP really messed up by trying to install Donald's with a debate. That was a horrible idea. They should have done that. And that costed them a lot of their base, and they're going to pay for it in the future, unfortunately. And right now, again, the public polling has them doing super well, but that polling in 2018 was off by 20 points. And it's only gotten worse now because the voters, again, who wouldn't vote for Byron, disproportionately do not take text-to-web polling. They don't take text-to-web surveys. So something there to point out. Al Sayed's lead in the final projection has expanded to about a 7-point margin here. Half the vote is now in on TPSI, on tpsielections.com. Half of the vote is actually, it looks like half the votes reported here, even though 45% of the vote is projected there. And right now, it looks like the final county projections here, it looks like Al Sayed now takes the lead in Wayne. And he even takes the lead. Oh, okay, no. In Oakland, it's like really close. It's really close in Oakland. More of the vote came in there, though, and she took a little bit of a lead. In Wayne, it looks like he tightened up the vote there even further with a slight extra reporting. So I think he's going to end up taking the lead there, in my opinion. I think he's going to take the lead. So, again, more vote outstanding. Chippewa County, he finished here by about 9 points there. You could see in Chippewa County a 9-point margin there. It looks like on DDHQ, it looks a little bit more reported in. So you could see there a 9-point lead there. And we had him finishing this county by about 6 points. So like the counties that are in, there's some counties where like, she's doing better. But the majority of the counties who have finished reporting, he's actually outrunning his totals. Like, he's outrunning our projection. And, like, in Luna County, half the vote is in, and he's up, like, by 18, and we literally had him winning that county by, like, 2. So, yeah, not great. Not great at all. Wexford, 30% of the vote is in, and we had him winning that. We had her winning that by 6, and we have her up by about 2 in that county. So it's interesting. Okay, so Dustin, you're there?
Yep. Made it back.
Yeah, not much has changed. Still about a 4-point race. We can see he's taken a little bit more of a lead here. And the forecast is now 6.8%. He's got an 87% chance to win. And right now, he actually took the lead in Wayne in the forecasts.
Yep.
Despite some of Dearborn not reporting. So, I mean, if he's winning Wayne, he's going to win. I mean,
right. Yeah, absolutely. And what you see right there, 87%, that's a big tell.
Right.
So as the results come in, we will be closer and closer to being able to call the race. And there's 2 different schools of thought. One school of thought is the 2 standard deviation call, and this is at about 95%. So what this basically says is within the margin of error, you'll be able to call the race. Now, we at TPSI, we prefer a 3 standard deviation call, and this is where if it's above 99.5%, that it's about 3 standard deviations, and that's
And
where
what
we
is it
can
right
be
now? And
confident.
what is it right now?
We're at 86.5%, so that would be somewhere between 1.5 standard deviations and 2 standard deviations.
Right. Interesting. And so, based on this, do you think it's still going to go in Al Sayed's favor, or what do you think is going on here? I think he's still favored.
Oh, yeah, 86.5% is a really high percentage.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time that we've seen a number that high and then it didn't go the way of that candidate. I think maybe some of the craziness that happened in the 2020 election
Right.
was the last time my model has shown a number like that, but this is not 2020. We don't have a large mail-in dump coming in. We already know what's come into Michigan. We know a lot of the mail-in has already been returned, and it looks like the rest of the remaining votes is just going to add little by little to Abdul's lead.
Right. Right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's still there. 47% in on TPSI, 6.6 margin. You could see 52% of 45. And right now, Wayne looks the same. Oaken looks the same. Macomb looks very similar to how we had it finishing. St. Clair is pretty close, even though we had him winning it kind of comfortably there. So that's interesting. But there are some counties that are, that haven't finished reporting that look like they're going to be closer when it's all said and done, which is interesting. And they still are projected to go to Al Sayed. Like some of these, like even Isabella looks like it's going to go his way. Midland looks like it's going to go his way. Bay might go her way. Arnick is projected to go her way. So like, yeah, basically we captured the right idea of the race. Like she was going to do well in the non-college white Democratic areas, and he was going to do well with the white college Democrats. Like we nailed that. I think it's safe to say we basically nailed that. Hello? Dustin?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that I think we pretty much nailed the fact that like she was going to outrun with the white non-college. I think that we really nailed that.
Absolutely.
Like we nailed that to a T.
Right. Now I have a question for the chat. Are people hearing an echo? By the way, side note, another thing that is super cool. So if you go to our forecast snapshot, it has El Sayed with an 86% chance to win. But if you go to DDHQ's Poly Market
Oh, he just went up 0.5 on our thing.
Right. But if you go to DDHQ's Poly Market, check out what they have.
Where does forecast?
So go to DHQ votes.
Okay.
And look at the Michigan race.
Where would I see? Oh.
Man, you're looking for it. You're fishing. Go to home. Oh, you got it. There you go.
Oh yeah. So I mean, technically his odds have gone down.
They
Since the
have.
beginning of the night. But he's still
Now,
at 81.
wow. Now it's down to 83. That's where we had it at the beginning of the night.
Right.
That's crazy that by the way, bear with me. I'm fighting a little bit of a cold.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah. So
It looks like John James, yeah, he won this pretty easily.
oh yeah.
Yeah, Wayne is taking a while to report their ballots. Wayne is taking quite a bit.
Right.
And his percentage just went up on our forecast yet again.
Yep.
By another 0.6. How confident would you be to call the race?
I would not call the race until it gets above 95%.
Yeah, this is yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the final result is. I think he's gonna take a little bit more of a lead, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
But we'll see. Just depends. Just depends here. There's a lot of counties that never really finish. So like Livingston, 80% in. He's up 5 on the New York Times. We had him winning that one by 17. So we had him doing better in that one. That's interesting. Is the big Gretsch singing yet? Oh man. All right. So, guys, we are waiting. We're waiting for results to report in, but it looks like we're going to end up being on the money. Yep. Yeah. Again, if we look on DDHQ, we can see, looking at the results here, a lot of the counties that we said he was going to win up north, that's where he's currently doing well. All 3 of these we have projected to go to Stevens. So there's a county here that's going to her by a point, and she's winning by 3. So yeah, we nailed these up here. Like, I mean, we did pretty well. Alger, he's up about 15, and we had him winning that one by like 10. So he did well. Marquette County is only 10% in, and she has a 4-point lead. We have him finishing in Marquette pretty strong, actually. He has a strong finish in Marquette, actually, at like a 13-point margin. Broward County, 15-point margin. That county is not in yet. But even like Iron, he has a 0.1 lead, and we currently have him up like 0.1, 0.3%. So that's crazy that like some of these counties in our forecast are matching up. And there he goes. Look, he took the lead in Isabella, and he's supposed to have a pretty strong finish in Isabella. He's supposed to have like an 18-point margin according to our forecast. And right now he's a little bit ahead there. So we'll see. Again, they have I don't even think Dearborn has reported results. That's the thing. Like, I don't even think they've reported it. Let's go to Vohub's thing. So yeah, look, they have not even reported results from, they literally have not reported results at all from there. And there's still like a lot of the vote outstanding. There's still a lot of vote outstanding. Like, look at all this. Like, look at that. All of this vote in Detroit is still outstanding, guys. Like, literally all of this vote is still outstanding. So, like, there's a lot left there. Like, a lot. There is a lot of the vote left. like quite a bit of the vote is left in Detroit. Like they have not even reported it yet. And so, depending on how this breaks, I think this is going to be pretty pro Sayed because, like in Ann Arbor, he's doing very well there. And I would oh look, okay, so we actually got some results from there. So it looks like this updated a little bit, and he tightened the lead just a bit there. And right now, it's a little bit of a mixture there. He's leading in some precincts. We could see here by Plymouth, he's got quite a lead in this area here. She's outrunning in some areas of Westland, and Dearborn is starting to have some precincts reporting, and you can see there he's gonna have a big lead in some of these areas here. So we'll kind of wait for this to come in, but they did finally start reporting some precincts out of the outer suburbs of Detroit there. So that is interesting. And he did tighten the lead. Okay, so actually 28% of the vote is in now, and she actually expanded her lead a little bit. Okay, interesting. That's interesting. So if we go back to our forecast here, now 87% chance for him to win. So his odds still went up. And right now, Al Sayed is still expected to win the county by 0.3%. And Oakland, she's got about a 2-point lead there. Washtenaw, huge lead. Kent County, huge lead. Muskegon, expected to have a big lead. Isabella, still expected to have a big lead. Some of these rural counties, still not the best for her. I mean, she's winning some of them, but not like by the best comfortable margins. So we're waiting, but it looks like, he's in a position to win. Haley has the black vote. Yes, she definitely has the black vote. Now, did we underestimate the black vote in our polling? It's possible that we did, even though we got a pretty good sample of them. Compared to most other pollsters, we got a pretty good sample. So, but yes, I think we are underestimating him. We underestimated the black vote in the primary. For sure. Isabella, yep, there it goes. He took a little bit of the lead there. Grand Traverse, wow, he's got a large lead there with a couple of the votes in. Wayne, we're still waiting, but this is tighter on here than it is on VoHub, or on Decision Desk, which is interesting. And a lot of these rural counties have still not reported like all of their votes. Like a lot of them haven't. Branch and Hillsdale, we had them not really winning those by a lot, so it doesn't surprise me. Hillsdale, for whatever reason, on VoHub is like on Decision Desk is like way closer at like only a 6-point win for him and for her, and we had it at a tie. So again, within the sampling here. Oh man, yeah, it's been a while. We've been live for almost 2 hours. Guys. Maybe wrapping up the stream sometime soon. I think we're gonna try to wait as much as we can. Like I'm gonna try to wait as much as possible, see if more votes come out of Detroit. Like I really wanna be able to call the race before I end the stream, but it depends on what we got here. So
yeah, if at all possible, we call the race on stream. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do that, whether it's for Abdul or Stevens. Hopefully we'll be able to do that. And right now, if I refresh this, 87.2 percentage point chance that Al Sayed actually wins according to the forecast. So still big, but we're waiting for that 99.5% confidence interval to project that. So we're waiting for that. It's kind of interesting. I did tell you that this could have been close. Everybody thought that like he was going to cakewalk it. But again, we were able to kind of roughly predict that like the high propensity voter was the Stevens voter.
Right.
Like we were able to project that. And that's what helped us actually be more accurate, believe it or not.
For sure. So I'm pushing one more update to the site,
Okay.
and this will actually give you a confidence range.
And there we go, 88.1.
Yep.
88.1. So it jumped up a little bit. I wonder what caused that. The gain somewhere? It's weird because
Look at Detroit.
On Detroit, well, she expanded her lead on VoHub, but on our site, he actually gained a little bit in the forecast, and it's a little bit tighter there. And on the New York Times, it's actually tighter. So I don't know. Everybody's reporting at different rates.
So looking at this, let's see, it should deploy. I think it's deployed. So
There we go.
your
So Calhoun, he leads. Okay, let's look at a county. So Eaton's got a 1 point lead there, 1.5, 87% in, and we had him winning that one by like 9. So like there he underperformed. So in Kalshi, Bella says the odds are 77 to 23 Haley. I mean, he's still got a good chance to win. Like, he is the favorite. I mean, he is the favorite to win. Still 88.1%. Right now, are you there?
Yep.
Is the update push? What did you exactly add there?
So if you go to the bottom right-hand side of the forecast.
Yeah, I see it here. Projected
right
turnout,
there.
very similar to what we got. So great job on that likely voter model. Man, our likely voter model, I really hate to brag, but like we by hands down, you know, obviously we had kind of some finicky results in the beginning of the year, but like now that we were able to learn from those mistakes and kind of poll with text to web, like this is the best poll we put out this year.
Oh yeah.
100%, and it all paid off. And right now, you projected the turnout at like 1.15 million, and we're right on the ballpark.
Yeah, pre-election 1.165.
Yeah, we nailed the turnout basically. Like we nailed it. We nailed.
You know, if you go in that row, all the way to the right.
Yes,
you have
the
reasonable
projection.
range and margin.
Right, so she can win by about 4. It's the highest possible margin as of right now, and his highest possible lead can be 17. But that's going to tighten up fairly quick once the rest of the results report.
Yeah, you're talking about the realm of possibilities.
Yeah. She overtook the lead in Isabella again. This county right here, it's a smaller county, but for whatever reason, our model had them doing very well there. But honestly, I think with this kind of stuff, like once we're able to order bigger voter files, we'll have even better county projections.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Like when we have bigger voter files, we'll do much better at those. And our county forecast for this was not bad at all, because there's some rural counties up north, and a lot of counties, like we're gonna pretty much nail them. Like we're gonna nail them on the money. It looks like we were off in Oakland. Like that one, it looks like we are gonna be off, and that is a pretty big amount of the electorate. But I do think he's gonna. I don't think Wayne's going to stay that way. Yeah, look, 36% of the vote in Wayne, and yeah, he tightened it quite considerably. He tightened it a lot.
Yeah, the fact that Dearborn is not fully in.
Macomb is 40 in, and he's up 12, and that's literally what we have it at. And look, some of these rural counties started reporting more, and he started taking a little bit of a bigger advantage here. Like this county right here, he has a less than a 1 point deficit there, And if we look at our results, he actually was supposed to win that one by 8.
Right.
Right. So that's interesting. And like Ottawa County, 74% of the vote in. He's up 13. We had him winning that one by 12. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. Let me go to VoHub again and see if we. Let me go here, because we gotta have this pulled up with the results. Oh wow! So yeah, there's still a lot in Dearborn out, but look, he's like crushing it here, and this is the more populated areas of Dearborn. So like, that hasn't even finished reporting, and again, these are all like mail-ins still. I think like a lot of Detroit has yet to report yet. Like, look, this little cutoff, you see this right here? This makes no sense. How is this all for Al Sayed? And then right on the corner here's all for Haley. There's still a lot of vote missing in some of these precincts that are early in-person or election day votes. So he's probably going to expand his lead there, like 100%. And we're still waiting for some of Dearborn to come in. It does look like yeah, some of the southern part is gonna look good for will look good there for Haley, but like this area, because even like Dearborn Heights, I think he might do well too. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, very interesting. More of the vote is in. Manistee County, 88% in. He's got a 6-point lead. We had him winning that county by, we actually had him losing that one by 0.2. So that's interesting. Let's look at the forecast. Okay, so it's 87.9%, and he's projected at a 6-point victory, which, by the way, is way closer to our likely voter 8 points. By the way.
Right.
Way closer than everybody else. And right now, Stevens is projected to win Wayne. She's projected to win Oakland by a little over 3. He's still projected to win Macomb. But what's saving him is Washtenaw and Kent. Like his leads there and like other parts of the state that are expected to come in, those are saving him. Monroe is projected to save him. Jackson, Ingham, Livingston. Like there's certain areas of the state that are expected to save him. And that's why he has his 6-point advantage.
Right.
50% of the vote is now in, and he still has a 3.1 percentage point lead. And half the vote is in Kent, and 67% of the vote is in Washtenaw County. So he might only be able to expand his lead. It depends on what they were reporting first, though. It depends. It really, really depends on what they were reporting first, though. Dixon County, 61% of the vote is in on the New York Times. And he said 8-point lead there. We had him winning that, actually losing that one by 0.3. So like in more places than not, he's actually outrunning our benchmarks. Okay, there it goes. So we're back up to 88.4% on the TPSI projection, and 57% of the vote is in on TPSI. And his lead drops to 5.7 on the final projected forecast because her forecasted lead in Wayne expanded. But interesting. Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting. So 36% of the vote is in Wayne on decision desk. And she's only behind by 2 points right now with 52% of the vote in. Okay, there we go. 58% in and 88.3. So each time the reports are voting, his support is stabilizing a bit. What do you, Dustin? What do you think the odds are? Bella says Kalshi has it 90-10 now.
Yeah, let's see. 91.5 for Kalshi.
Yeah, wow.
I think that our modeling is pretty spot on. Yeah, 88% right now. That's a solid number, especially with a little over, what is that, 55% in? I guess 58 to 62%. So if you look on the left and right, the left side is the percent reporting as reported by the news outlets. And then on the right side, that percentage reporting is a modeled percent
Right.
reporting based on the current turnout projection. So as you get closer to the end of the night, those numbers will converge.
Yeah.
But we like to have two methods of projecting the percent reporting because it allows our numbers to work better.
Right. I see. And his odds went up again on our site. Oh, and it went a little bit back down, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's going to hover around 88% until we get more of Ken in. Wayne County is the county I'm thinking about.
Yeah, and she expanded her lead in our forecast yet again in Wayne. But he's holding in Macomb. He's holding in some of these areas, like the Northeast area is kind of holding up. He's holding up in like this county right here, which hasn't even reported, which is interesting. It just depends on how these break, really. Let's go to VoHub. Yeah, look at that. So, yeah, the thing is, Dearborn still hasn't reported all its votes. Like, dude, there's still so much of the vote out. Like, even in Plymouth, like, that's going to break for Abdul. Canton Charter might be even. This area, like, and a lot of this is still mail-in. Like, look, he's kind of, like, expanded his lead here a little bit. It's kind of expanded. Let's see. I will probably have to end the stream in a little bit, though. Unfortunately, I wish I could be here all night, but that's just not possible.
Right.
Yeah. So that's just kind of where we're at. Promising.
Hopefully, in another hour, we can call this race.
Yeah, hopefully in a little bit we can call it. Hopefully we can call in a little bit. Some of these rules that have reported more have tightened up, though. By the way, like they did tighten. So. Oh, there it goes. Look, he's at 89.2% on here, and his lead went back up a little bit. So he's at 89.2 now.
Yeah.
10 counties, still nothing according to NBC tracker. Yeah, probably true. Let's go on X. Let's see what people are saying. The gaslighting is insane. Oh. You Michigan voter says, I feel good about Abdul. Stevens really doesn't have the same basket as heavy vote nukes left outside of a Macomb AV. Interesting. Yeah, All right. Well, what are your thoughts so far? It's kind of crazy. I didn't believe. I did not believe that he was up 17, 18, like these stupid leads. I never believed that. I never did. Oh, okay, you got a step away. All right, cool. All right. Yeah, we're gonna stick around for a little while longer. Probably until like 12 a.m. Eastern is when I'm gonna stick around here, most likely. But her possibility of a lead is kind of shrinking. Her highest possible lead right now is a 3-point lead, and that's not good for her. His biggest potential lead is a 15-point margin. But like, Emerson, SoCal, a bunch of polls that came out recently, like they're already outside the margin of error according to our forecast. So they're already outside the margin of error. So everybody's saying that we're an AI pollster, whatever. Clearly, we're more right than everybody else in this race. So we did not use AI respondents like everybody says we do. Oh, man. Okay, some reports on New York Times. Nothing like huge yet. However, okay. Wow. So 46% of the vote is in Wayne County, and it is now only a 13-point margin for Haley Stevens. Wow. Okay, that is interesting. Yep, that tightened up quite a bit, and it does look like she's going to win Oakland. Wow. So that tightened up quite considerably. Let's go to VoHub. Yeah. Okay, 89%. Da, da, da. Hey, the memer, what's going on, man? So yeah, it looks like we're gonna end up being the most accurate poll for the race. Even though everybody said Abdul was gonna win by like high double digits, like 15 to 20%, our likely voter screen was 48 to 40, and it looks like it's gonna be like a 5-point margin. So we actually underestimated Stevens a little bit here. But we are going to be the closest poll. He might end up getting a little bit larger of a lead as Wayne closes in. Like he may improve more. Like it may be closer to an 8-point margin for him, potentially. But that's where we're at right now. If I go to Michigan and I look here, what timed this up? Man, even like wow, yeah, look, even a lot of Detroit hasn't even reported yet. Man, that's bad for Stevens. A lot of Detroit hasn't even reported yet. Or Dearborn hasn't reported. Yeah, that is not good because it tightened up a lot. Wow. Yeah, that's very interesting. All right,
Hey,
Dustin,
Lester.
any closing thoughts before I know you gotta go. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I picked a real bad time to have a cold, but it's if only you guys do the back end work to get the site ready for tonight. Because I knew that it would be a special one. Our poll certainly has done really well, and you hit it right on the nose. We're going to be the most accurate pollster for this election, and I believe
Yeah.
that we've solidified a methodology that works very well. And so I knew that moving forward, any political campaigns, any research entities that want accurate understandings of people and and the way people think. I mean, that's exactly what we do with TPSI.
Yeah.
Um, and with this race, I know there's certainly a lot of votes to still come in. And so, yes, our forecast is saying 5.4%. I do caution that though, because the range is really 3.3% towards Steven, which is rather unlikely.
Yeah.
All the way up to 14%
Right.
for Saeed, El Saeed. So there is a range there that is very important to understand. But if you look at what's outstanding, if you look at the fact that a lot of Dearborn has not been counted.
Yeah, a lot of.
Now,
By the way, it tightened a lot while you were gone. On the New York
right,
Times, it's only a 13-point lead for Stevens now. Like it tightened a lot, and that's with 45% of the vote in. By the way,
right.
Isabella Abdul expanded his lead. In Isabella, some of these rules have tightened up a lot now. Like a lot of them tightened up.
Yep.
So we got the overall picture. Like, yeah, we might have gotten a couple counties wrong. Okay, bro, whatever, bro. Like we did very well for having like a 20,000 voter record, like a voter file of 20,000 records only. We did pretty well, in my opinion. I think we did very well, very well.
Oh yeah.
So when we do polls with like 150,000 voter records, bro, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna do even better than what we did this time. So
Yeah, very impressive. Honestly, I think we've done a really good job, and
yeah,
this is definitely an interesting and groundbreaking race. I mean, this reminds me of some of the demographic analysis that took place before Mondami won the New York race. It's
yes,
very interesting what is happening in this country. You have a centrist candidate in Stevens, and then you have a very left wing democratic socialist in El Said, and we see what the way the future is for the Democrat Party.
right. And what's kind of funny is like, I think that what's really interesting about this is, I do think that what's going to be interesting about this is I think we did understate the black support total in the electorate. Like I definitely think we did for sure. Even though we got a really good black American sample, like we did get a really good sample of them, and we're still probably underestimating them in the electorate. So that's very interesting, in my opinion. Well, all right, man. All right, Dustin. Just say good night or whatever, and we'll see you some other time. I may go live tomorrow even, or do like a post analysis video on the race, honestly.
Yeah, if you go live tomorrow and I can make it, I'll get on there. Hopefully I feel a little better.
Yeah.
But yeah, to everybody, good night. I know it's rather late one. It's almost midnight on the Eastern time zone. So we'll see. Hopefully we get a call before you got to call it quits as well. But this is a really fun part of the year, and it only gets more high stakes from here on out. Certainly on August 18th, we got a big one with the Florida gubernatorial primary on the Republican side.
Yeah.
And then there's several more primaries moving in through August, and then
by the way,
September.
New York Times predicts that he will win by 2.3%.
Wow, so they got I didn't look, they got a speedometer on right now?
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Interesting. I wonder who's going to be closer. I think we are.
It's very interesting. This is very interesting because all the polling, oh, Abdul's up by a lot. He's going to kill it. I never believed that at all. I never did.
Yeah.
I never thought it was going to be that much of a lead for him. But I don't think it'll be a 2-point race. I think he will.
No, it'll be
unless
it'll be closer than the RCP average, but it's definitely going to be a sizable Abdul win.
Yeah.
I think when it's all said and
Now
done.
89.9. So we're
Yeah,
almost
we're
at
very
90%.
close to 90%.
Almost 90. And his lead, and it tightened again. Because remember, New York Times, yeah, they're behind right now because VoHub updated theirs now, and it's only a 10-point lead at 44% reporting. Oh, well,
Wow.
maybe but the New York Times at 46, so maybe actually, oh yeah, no, so they're slightly behind. They're slightly behind.
Interesting.
Oh,
Well,
now 49% in Wayne, and it's now only a 9-point win for Stevens. So that definitely just tightened it up. That definitely improved Abdul's. Oh wow. Okay, yeah. And her potential to win just decreased a little bit by like 0.3. Oof, that's rough.
well,
All right.
looks like I'll call it. If you're able to call the race on stream, then I may come in for that. But for
What do you mean?
now,
What do you mean? You said you want to call it. I don't think we should call it yet.
no. If you are able to call it on stream, then I may come back in for that.
Okay. All right. But I
So
think I'm gonna go till like 12 a.m. Eastern. I think I'm gonna go on for like 10 more minutes and then I'm
okay. I don't think we're gonna be able to call it by then.
No.
We'll be a little closer, but I think the call is gonna come probably around 2 a.m.
Yeah.
You probably don't want to wait that long.
No.
2 a.m.
Definitely not.
Eastern, so that would be 1 a.m. local.
Right.
Yep. Anyhow,
All right, Dustin.
good luck, y'all.
Thanks. All right, guys. So let's do this. Let's do who do you believe will win the primary? Oh, and there goes 92.1% odds. And he actually went up a little bit. Wow. Okay. So yeah, we're getting kind of close here now. He just went up a decent amount in his odds. Haley Stevens. All right, guys. Let's go ahead. Who do you believe is going to win? You could type 1 or 2 in the chat in order to answer this poll. Anybody who's there, answer this. Who do you believe will win? What just improved his forecast here? Let's go. Okay, yeah. So so that's what that is. So Stevens, the forecasted lead for in Wayne went down significantly. That is what really messed her up there. And again, a lot of these rural counties ended up being tighter for her than what like were initially reported. And he's even winning a couple of them now, which is really interesting. He's even winning Mason now. And Kent and Washtenaw, their leads are still massive there. So that is really interesting. 58% of the vote is in there. If we go to, okay, so everybody, yeah, so those 2 people think. Abdul, anybody else that's listening in on the chat right now, go ahead and type in who you believe is going to win. Now the lead for Abdul expanded to 3.5 points on DDHQ. Our forecast projects on TPSI that he wins by about 5.7 percentage points. And right now, 61% of the vote is now in on TPSI elections.com. And you can see here that right now, based on the results, Wayne has tightened up a lot. On the forecast, it looks like Oakland will be a 4-point margin for Stevens. And what's really cool is our forecast actually had her losing it. However, if I actually go to our matchup here, what's really interesting is our poll actually has her winning Oakland. So our simulation model had him winning Oakland, but our poll actually had him winning Oakland. So that's interesting. And he's supposed to finish in Wayne by a 3-point margin. So like this is all within the sampling error. So like we like nailed it. Like on the actual poll, we nailed the turnout rates and some of the margins here. And all of chat pretty much thinks that he's gonna win it. literally all of chat thinks he'll win the primary. 92.0% is in. And a little bit more came in on New York Times. Slightly decreased his lead, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think that is it, basically, for that. We got about 6 more minutes left on the stream here, guys. About 6 minutes left. Yeah, Dustin, I saw 92%. 92%. She should win Oakland County. That is her congressional district. Okay, interesting. Okay, so that's cool. So our poll result was actually better because she's up 5 here, and we had her winning in our poll by 8 in Oakland. So that's really cool that we nailed that. That's like awesome. That's really awesome that we nailed that in our poll. I don't know why that didn't reflect in our county simulation. That's kind of interesting. Okay, so a little bit more just came in. The odds dropped a little bit, 5.5. But again, it does not look like it is likely for her to win the election. It does not look likely at all. His lead on DDHQ is still 3.5 points ahead. Wayne, we're still waiting for some of that. But even on New York Times with 49% in, it's only a 9-point lead for Haley. And that will tighten up as time goes on. Bohub. And Dearborn still hasn't reported more results on Bohub. Oh my goodness. Oh man, that's yikes. Yikes. That is brutal for Stevens. If Dearborn still hasn't finished reporting results, that's a huge problem for her. That is a huge problem. Humongous problem. Midland is supposed to be a 13-point win or 12-point win there. That's wow. Wow. Very interesting, guys. Oh, there it goes. Back up 92.1% in. And we're still waiting for more returns, but the standard deviation of votes is not by a lot, and he leads by about 73,000 votes. So again, it's looking very likely that he's going to win the race. Dearborn will report last. Oof. That's rough. %60 in, didn't even budge. Her lead decreased in Wayne. Her lead decreased on New York Times. On TPSI, it looks somewhat similar. The forecasted county margin, 0.3% in Wayne. It's close. Yeah, it's crazy because, like, if Mallory's voters had all gone to Haley Stevens, like, Abdul would have basically been losing right now, which is crazy. We did know there was going to be a protest vote against him and her, but I didn't realize that it would have been double the vote share. Like, we didn't realize she would have gotten like 4%, because even Emerson had her at like 2. So Even Emerson had her at 2. 92.2%. Yeah, guys, this is really he's got a 92% chance to win. He's got a 92% chance to win. And basically, everybody said that they were pretty much 3 out of 3 said that they, yeah, that's about it. And we are at about 12 a.m., guys. I may wait just a little more to see if anything else comes in here. He's got a 4-point lead on Decision Desk. Wow, Wayne County is only a 6-point lead at 48% in on DDHQ. I think he just, yep, he took a little bit more of the lead there, and the forecast also went up as well. Oh, and it went up to 93%. There it is. Went up to 93%. 93% now on TPSI. And we're waiting, but it does look like he might be able to pull this off. Yeah, literally 48% in, and it's only a 6-point margin. Yeah, I'm fairly confident, guys, that he's gonna win. I am fairly confident, considering how we did in the other parts of the state. I think it's safe to say he will probably end up winning this. We just got to stand by a little bit more before we call it. Just a little bit longer before we call the race. But she's only has an opportunity to only lead by less than 2 points. So, and right now the projected turnout's about 1.3 million. About 1.3 million right now. Waiting for more votes, but he's got a 3.1 percentage point lead here. Yeah. So what do you guys think of the comments? His lead on wow, his lead on New York Times expanded a little bit. Even on DDHQ, yeah, man, he's only down 6 points in Wayne. Like, he's not even down a lot with half the vote in. Oh, wow. Yeah, Kent and Washington are in, and he's held his leads there pretty much. He's basically held his leads. Literally, what we're waiting for is Macomb and Wayne to come in, basically, in Monroe and, like, Leewenau County. Everywhere else has, like, almost basically finished reporting. 94.2. $94.2. We are almost there. We're almost there, guys. We are almost there. And he's got about a 3.4 percentage point lead right now. And he's projected to win by 5.5%. And still the same lead in Wayne. But again, Wayne is going to tighten up. We're just waiting a little while longer, guys. A little while longer, and we'll call it. Dustin, has anyone called it yet? Or are we going to be the first ones to call it? We might be the first ones to call a race. Okay. One more dump came in, and it's still at 94, Dustin. All right. We're going to give it like a second here. We're just going to give it a second, guys. All right.